Ryobi tools actually made with good quality? Which tools should you buy? Which tools should you avoid? Answers to all these questions and more are coming up right now. Okay, first up, I need to tell you about Ryobi's different battery platforms. You might be thinking, well, it's just one brand, so they just have one battery platform, right? But that's not the case. Ryobi actually has 4 different battery platforms. They have the USB lithium battery platform. You actually charge those with like USB cords. They have small drills, work lights, some pretty cool tools from what I've seen. Then they have the 18-volt battery platform. This is where most of your woodworking tools are going to live, right here on the 18 volt. They also have a 40-volt battery platform, which is where like a lot of lawn care tools, chainsaws, weed eaters, push lawnmowers, those kind of tools live. And then you have your 80-volt battery platform. They actually have some riding lawnmowers and zero-turn lawnmowers that run off these 80-volt batteries. I'm pretty sure those batteries can get up to like $1,000 a piece, which is crazy. Batteries are expensive though. So those are your 4 different platforms. But like I said, for the most part with woodworking tools, everything's going to live on your 18-volt platform. Ryobi refers to that 18-volt platform as the 1 Plus platform. So let's say you're in Home Depot, you're looking at some Ryobi tools, and it says Ryobi 1 Plus. What that means is that it is a tool that is running off the 18-volt battery platform. And what's really nice about this is that all of the 1 Plus batteries and all of the 1 Plus tools are compatible with each other. So because this is a 1 Plus battery, I know that it can run in my circular saw that's 1 Plus, or my jigsaw that's 1 Plus, or my router that's 1 Plus. A lot of these tools are about to review, so stay tuned. So that's kind of the lingo that Ryobi uses. 1 Plus, that's always referring to the battery platform. Now, one note about Ryobi batteries, and this is actually true with not just Ryobi batteries, but really any power tool batteries. Within the platform, within the 18-volt platform, you're gonna have different amp batteries. This is a 2 amp battery. This is a 4 amp battery. You can get a 5 or 6 amp battery on the 18-volt platform. The different amps are going to tell you how long the runtime that battery will give you. The higher the amps, the more the runtime. I will tell you that even though these higher amp batteries are more expensive, every single time I've invested, whether it's a Ryobi battery or a Milwaukee battery or a DeWalt battery, every single time I've invested in those higher amp batteries, I've never regretted it because it's just so nice to not have to stop your project, plug in your battery, let it charge, especially if you don't have a lot of batteries, because then you have to kind of wait for 30 or 40 minutes for that battery to charge back up. So the higher amp batteries, I would highly, highly recommend. Up next, you need to know about the different types of tools that Ryobi has. These 2 tools right here are gonna be in completely different price ranges. I know it's a drill and a router, but they're gonna be in completely different price ranges because of one small detail that is right here actually on the logo. Right here, this router, it just says Ryobi. But then right here on this drill, it says Ryobi 1 Plus HP. Now these are both actually 1 Plus tools, but this HP right here stands for high performance. And what this is denoting, this is Ryobi's language to say that this is a brushless tool. This router is a brushed router, and we're gonna review it in a second. I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts on it. But this drill is brushless, which means it's gonna be more powerful than a brushed drill. It's gonna be more durable than a brushed motor drill would be. And so you're gonna pay a little bit more, but well, we'll see how these tools perform in a second. But just know that when you see HP, it's probably gonna be a higher priced Ryobi tool because it is a brushless tool. So up next, I'm going to walk you through every Ryobi tool that's in my shop and give you my honest thoughts on each one of these tools. And by the way, Ryobi is not sponsoring this video. They don't know that I'm making this video, so these really are my honest thoughts. I paid with my own money for all of these tools. This is the Ryobi 1 Plus router. Now this is not HP, it's not a brushless router, and I picked this up a while back, maybe about a year ago now, and it's kind of been like my go-to palm router in the shop. Before this, I had a Bosch Colt router, which I still love that router, I still have that router, but you had to plug it in every single time. And eventually I got tired of, whenever I just wanted to put a little chamfer edge or roundover edge on a cutting board, I got tired of having to plug in the router and then move everything outside. It was just a pain. What's so nice about this router is just like grab an 18 volt, any 1 Plus battery, throw it in here, and you're good to go. And that's obviously nice about any battery powered tool. Things I love about this router is that it's variable speed. It's got an LED light. It's just generally easy to work with. Adjusting the router bit depth is really, really easy. The dust collection is actually really, really good. And so, yeah, it's pretty comfortable in the hands. One thing I'm not a big fan of about this router is that it is a little bit top heavy. And I only have the 2 amp 1+ battery in here. Still a little bit top heavy. When you take this out and throw in like a 4 amp battery, okay, now we're really getting top heavy here. Just doesn't feel quite as comfortable. It just feels like I'm having to strain my forearm a little bit more when I'm, going around a corner or something like that. So definitely top heavy, but that's really my only gripe with this router. It gives you great power. It's just a great, great tool. And keep in mind, this is a brush tool. This is not a brushless tool, but I really still love it. And if you just use routers occasionally, or if you just want like a backup router to have in your shop on a budget, this really is a great one to have. Links to this router are down in the description. And also, if you want to see a video I have on the channel where I go like 12 minutes long just on this router, check it out down there. But overall, I give this tool an 8 out of 10. Up next, we have this 7¼ inch blade circular saw. Now, this is a brushless tool. It's in the HP lineup for Ryobi. Now, I did an entire video on this saw on the channel, so that's linked down in the description and right up here. But overall, I was very, very impressed with this saw. It's got a nice LED light. It has a 0 to 56-degree angle bevel range, which is really, really nice. The blade depth adjustment is really easy. It's got on-tool storage for your adjustment Allen wrench. Even the dust collection, which I am kind of like, who uses dust collection for a circular saw? If that's you, no shame. I've never really done that. But even the dust collection, when I hooked it up to test out this saw, was pretty impressive. And so, yeah, the build quality is great. The only gripe I had with the build quality was this little blade guard right here. The plastic on it was a little bit cheap, and I'm kind of a stickler for how the quality of the tool feels in your hand. So yeah, my only 2 other gripes besides that blade guard is that once you throw in a battery, once again, this circular saw is pretty heavy. But it's not overly heavy. I mean, it's not uncomfortable. It's just a little bit bulky. And when you fire this thing up, I wish it stopped a little bit quicker. That's me being really, really nitpicky. I would give this circular saw a 9 out of 10. Up next, we have the HP 1 Plus drill. Now, this Ryobi drill is really, really solid. One thing that I love about this drill is it is one of the most comfortable drills that I've ever held in my hands. The weight distribution, which is something I have a problem with a lot of other Ryobi tools, is amazing. It feels so comfortable. Even if you're drilling away from your body, it's not overly heavy, even with a 4 amp battery in there. Really, really nice. As far as power, power is not a problem for this drill whatsoever. It's brushless, so it's really, really good. This is a really solid drill. My only 2 nitpicks with this drill, and these are very nitpicky, is one, I don't love the placement of the LED light. It's down here right above the battery pack. I really wish that this was kind of right here above the trigger. To me, that's gonna shine the light more where you're actually working. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. It's still aimed at your drill bit. I don't know, something about that, I just don't like the way that light is situated. And then also the vibration on this drill is a little bit more than I would like to see personally. But honestly, this is a great, great drill. I was actually in my notes when I was planning out this video going to give this a 7 out of 10. But the more I thought about this, I'm like, this is an 8 out of 10 drill. This is a really solid drill, especially when you consider the price point you get it at. This is an 8 out of 10. Up next, we got another brushed Ryobi tool, not in the HP line. This is the Ryobi 18-volt Airstrike brad nailer. And I was really, really excited when I got this tool. Was really fired up to test it, try it out, all that kind of stuff. And truthfully, this tool, it honestly let me down a little bit. There are really just kind of 2 major gripes that I have with this tool. First, I'll go over the positives. It is plenty powerful, even with just a 2 amp battery. It's plenty powerful to drive little brad nails, 2-inch brad nails, all the way into lumber. That's really, really nice. You can adjust your air power back here. You can adjust your countersink depth right there. And, you know, all of the mechanisms on this work really, really nicely. But I had 2 major gripes with this Airstrike brad nailer. Number one, this just drives me nuts. When you set this down on the battery, it falls over like this. So I wish that you were able to set this down on a workbench or on a flat surface and it not want to fall over like that, because this really can fall over pretty easily. So that's number one. I just wish it balanced out. I wish the weight distribution on this was a little bit better. And then also, what I don't like about this, let me actually get a 2x4 to illustrate this for you. I really wish this brad nailer had the ability to where I can just hold down on the trigger and then I can just punch nails in. Like that, but it doesn't have that ability. Instead, what you have to do is punch down, then pull the trigger, and then move on to your next nail. To me, that slows down the workflow. I just like to, you know, if you're putting up shiplap or doing something really quick, just go do, 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 do. To me, that's a pretty important feature for a nail gun. So I was a little bit disappointed in this particular tool. Now, don't get me wrong, it's really nice to be able to plug in a battery, not have to hook up a brad nailer to an air compressor and lug an air compressor around and all those air hoses. That can get really annoying really quickly. So the feature of just being able to plug this into a battery and go is still really nice. And can I get over the weight distribution? Yeah, I'm just kind of a tool nerd, so I'm really nitpicky about a lot of those things. So this, honestly, I have to give a 5 out of 10. Hey, before we continue this ultimate guide to all things Ryobi tools, if you've enjoyed this video, I just need 2 favors from you. First, hit the like button, and second, hit the subscribe button. It's the way that you get back on YouTube, and it allows me to keep doing this, keep making these videos for you, which hopefully add a ton of value. So thank you so, so much. Let's keep on going with this video. Going back to a brushed tool, this is the Ryobi 1 Plus Jigsaw. There are 2 types of jigsaw grips that you can get. This is a Milwaukee jigsaw, but this is the barrel handle grip right here. Your hand is a little bit closer to the blade. It's a little bit more low profile. And then this is your more standard D handle grip. And your hand is further away from your blade. The barrel handle jigsaw right here, at least this Milwaukee one, is so comfortable in the hands. Maneuvering it is just so easy. So Ryobi makes a barrel handle jigsaw that I really want to test out. So maybe just hit the subscribe button because that video is probably going to be coming out pretty soon. But anyways, until then, this is the Ryobi jigsaw that I have in my shop. And honestly, I am so impressed with this jigsaw. I picked up this jigsaw when it was on sale, and I truthfully did not have very high expectations for it. But when you fire it up, it is just so powerful. For a brush tool, this thing gets after it. And some really nice features. It's got the LED light, which I really like for a jigsaw. It has the different orbital modes. And so if you want to make a really clean cut, you can take that orbit all the way down to 0. So your jigsaw blade's just going straight up and down. If you just want to make quick and dirty cuts, turn that thing up to 3, and it just helps you make even faster cuts and kind of streamline your time. You can lock the trigger in the off position. So if you want to, put it on safety essentially, even if the battery's in there, which is not a great idea, but you can lock the trigger so it doesn't turn on. It's just a great tool. It's not even overly heavy. As far as a D-handled jigsaw goes, this is a great tool. And once again, it's not even in the HP line, so you can get it at a great price point. Ryobi makes more than just power tools. They also make tool storage, and kind of the newest release in the Ryobi tool storage family is Ryobi Link. Now, if you don't know, Ryobi is owned by the same parent company as Milwaukee. And in my opinion, for years, Milwaukee has really been the gold standard when it comes to tool storage. But I'm referring to Milwaukee Packouts, which they have so many different products and so many different uses. The quality of Milwaukee Packout storage is just so good. Truthfully, it is my favorite tool storage system, but it's also really expensive. And so, of course, with Ryobi being, kind of affiliated with Milwaukee loosely, they're 2 brands owned by the same company. they released Ryobi Link. And at first, once again, I was really skeptical. I was like, I don't really know about this, but I have been blown away with Ryobi Link. This is their rolling toolbox, and the quality for this toolbox is really, really good. This is a normal Ryobi Link toolbox, and the way these things link together, you can literally just drop it straight on top. You don't even have to like drop it in and push it back. It locks in place right here. These handles can lock in the out position. You can release the toolbox here. The way that these toolboxes work is just truthfully very impressive. Now, the quality of the toolboxes, it's not up there with Milwaukee Packout, but it's really, really close. I've stood on these boxes before. They are just very, very robust. Also, I have some Ryobi Link wall mounts, and those wall mounts, I'm telling you guys, they are very high quality. I will say for the wall mounts, I think there's no difference between the quality of the Link wall mounts and the Milwaukee Packout wall mounts. I'm a huge, huge fan of those. When it comes to Ryobi Link, honestly, for the system as a whole, for the price point it's sold at, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. Before I give you my final thoughts on Ryobi as a power tool brand, let me just give you a few bonus tips. Bonus tip number 1, I would recommend downloading the Ryobi app. You can do a lot of really helpful things on the app. The first is you can register all of your tools. So you can basically have your entire Ryobi fleet registered in your app. And then if you need to go buy replacement parts or buy replacement blades or anything like that, it's just really easy to quickly find the blades, let's say, that are compatible with your Ryobi saws or whatever. Also, if you need support on a tool, it's just nice having all of your tools registered. I believe that's what activates the warranty. And the second thing that's really nice about the app is they tell you about tool deals that pop up. And so if you want to keep an eye on that app, sometimes you'll find some really, really good deals. I even today saw several tools on there that were on sale for like 40 and 50% off retail price. So that's definitely a nice place to shop for Ryobi tools. Bonus tip number 2, as a general rule of thumb, and this is not always true as we saw earlier, but as a general rule of thumb, I would recommend sticking with the HP, the high performance tools, because they are brushless. They're tougher. They have more power. And so generally that's what I would stick with. Although as you saw, there are some of the brushed Ryobi tools that actually really, really surprised me, like the Jigsaw. And bonus tip number 3, when you're building out your woodworking shop, think about which tools you really need to spend the extra money on and which tools you can afford to actually go cheaper on. Let me give you an example. In my shop, a table saw is something that I'm using all the time. Almost every single woodworking project that I use, I'm probably gonna be using my table saw a good bit on that project. So I probably need to spend the extra money on that table saw to get a more high-end table saw. However, I don't really use Jigsaws too terribly much. I use them for some projects, but I might go a month in my woodworking shop without ever picking up my Jigsaw. And so if that's the case for you, you might be able to get a Ryobi Jigsaw, even this brushed Ryobi Jigsaw, which is actually really good, and it's fine for your personal needs. So don't just think that you need to always buy the most expensive tool in any category. Sometimes you can afford to get those budget-friendly options like Ryobi. So at the end of the day, I would say that honestly, Ryobi has probably got kind of a bad rap because I think maybe 10 years ago, the tools they were making were not as good quality as the tools that they're putting out now, especially those HP tools. And so if you need some budget-friendly tools, especially for tools that you maybe don't use every day, I think Ryobi is a great option. And trust me, if you would have asked me this 18 months ago, I would have said I will never own a Ryobi tool. And here we are, I own several Ryobi tools. Hey, if there is a specific Ryobi tool that you would like for me to review on the channel, let me know down in the comments. I'm always looking for new tools to review. So yeah, let me know down there. Otherwise, check out one of these 2 videos. In these 2 videos, I go into more in-depth details on some Ryobi tools. So can't wait to see you in one of these 2 videos.